I'm Marvin Carolina Jr. I'm with Marvin Carolina Jr. LLC. I am a former student athlete here at Georgia Tech. I graduated in 1987. I played football here. I am here to launch a program to help student athletes not only get to the next level, but be very successful at the next level. This program is important because I was a former student athlete here. I understand what they go through every single day, every single semester, trying to balance both academics and their sport. Whatever their sport may be. Mine was football, it may be softball, maybe basketball, maybe volleyball. But balancing that, and then let's add on, I want to have a career after this. That's where my program comes in. How do you take all of this and be successful in your career?
So the challenges I face as a student athlete is the time commitment that being a student athlete takes. A lot of times we don't have the opportunity to go and seek out our career because we have practice, weights, treatment, that type of thing, as well as trying to maintain the rigor of Georgia Tech.
Being a student athlete is tough to balance the schedule at times just because as an athlete, sometimes you think that your sport should take more time than your academics. But that's not the case. We are student athletes, and I think when you're thinking about being a student and an athlete, you're not thinking about 10 years from now and having a career. You're kind of thinking about the problems you're facing at the moment with your school and athletics. So I think if I had someone telling me earlier that I should be focusing on that, spending little time each week focusing on 10 years from now, it would have bode a lot better for myself.
The goal of this program is to teach the student athletes how to use their athletic skill set on the next level in their career. Communication skills, problem-solving skills, being resilient, being able to set goals and meet those goals and exceed those goals. All of those things that what we've been doing as student athletes since we were 5 or 6 years old. It's been drilled into us. All we need to learn how to do is transfer that skill set over to our business career. What we're going to be doing after school. And that's what the program's all about. How do you learn how to use these skill sets successfully in your career?
I'll say being around older guys that know what it's like, to play football and really understand, the struggle after the fact. Like, I'm not playing anymore and I'm medically retired, but like having someone that, has been there, done that, and there's so much life after football. And I didn't really realize that at first, and it was hard for me to really understand that. I feel like now I'm getting into that point where, like, hey, like, I'm understanding it's not just football, and I'm not just a football player. So they're really making me understand or like feel that, I could be something else other than just a football player. I can be, someone in a big corporate business, maybe running it one day, and taking care of myself and my family. That's really the end goal.
This program, in my view, will somehow project, in the way Marvin's running it, that the team that he puts together can project itself as an authority on being a student athlete, graduating, and then in the work environment, be a subject matter expert. All right, that's fine. Then we can also be a resource for the student athletes. So that what the efforts we're doing right here through their career, their first job, second job, moving around will always be a resource. The other piece to this is connections. So it's the networking that we can bring pretty quick with other industry leaders to hand off resumes, to discuss who these folks are. We can be a resource for that. So being an authority, being a resource, and connections.
So the highlights of this coaching executive program, it started it was before even the first session. It was like our day one. It was the interview with Ron Rice, and it was my first interview. And I was really nervous, but I just run through it with my dad a little bit beforehand, and I went into it. And when I was doing the interview, I realized I did have the confidence. I was like, I can answer all of these questions. So I was like, I faced worse things. I faced every single situation that his questions asked me, all the hypothetical situations. So like leaving that interview and like having like such like positive feedback from Ron, it really gave me a sense of confidence. I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, I can find a job. So that's what I've been stressed about. I would 100% recommend this experience to other student athletes because I think even starting it earlier, like I wish so much that I had this my junior year. I think that could have really helped me. It could have really taken a lot of stress off of me. like this year going into my season next semester. And I wish like more of my teammates saw the importance of this and like wanted to come with me. But I'm just happy to have been chosen and to have been here for the start of it.
I am bringing in a team of experts to help these student athletes get to the next level. One of them is a successful business owner, and they're going to teach how they use their skill set as a student athlete on the next level. What did that look like? I'm bringing in a former NASA executive to help understand from an engineering perspective, how do you use your skill set on the next level? So I have a host of business experts that I'm bringing in to support me in this program. Success as a part of this program has many different facets. One, I want them to graduate and I want them to have the career of their dreams. I want to create a successful Letterman alumni base that come back on a regular basis and support Georgia Tech. I want thousands of Letterman alumni to come back and support Georgia Tech on a regular basis. When you get out and you're successful in your career as a result of graduating from Georgia Tech, it creates a different atmosphere when you come back. And that's really what I'm trying to create.